Hi, I'm gonna talk about my boob reduction stuff because people either don't believe me, they don't understand why I did it, so here we are. Before I get into the legit boob reduction stuff, let's talk about before the boob reduction. I am 5'2", I weigh 118. I was a 32G, and let's just be dead honest here, being that I wore a normal bra with padding, I like that bra, but I didn't like how there was nothing there in case you know what nipples do sometimes. So I was nervous about things happening because there was no padding there to hide anything other than my sports bra that went over it that I probably could barely fit into right now. I'd wear a small and a sports bra to push over them because it would push them down, which in the end made my stomach look bigger and just made me look like I had saggy boobs. But the funny thing is, I actually did have saggy boobs because of the sports bras, because they created a uniboob. So whether or not I wanted the boob reduction, I needed it for, confidence reasons, because that was just something that was really bad. Right here, while I'm talking about this, I will be putting pictures of me before the reduction. Even from an early age, I had big head in that picture, but my boobs were bigger than my sister, who is, I think, beside me in the picture. She's like almost the same height as me. That's Michaela. I'm not telling you to look at little kid boobs, but I'm not a little kid anymore, so it's like okay. But obviously I was in a bathing suit that also broke in the lazy river. That's the one that I was talking about. Because I had to get them so much bigger, I had to tie them around my waist and so that they would fit my boobs and my waist instead of doing the clip that all kid ones do usually, unless you're someone that lets their kids get like string bikinis. Let's hope not. I couldn't do the clip thing. I always had to tie it, which hurt my back like crazy because if you have to sit back and you're leaning there and it's like pushing on your back, worst feeling ever. I wanted a boob reduction for obvious reasons of back problems, shoulder dips, shoulder bruising. I don't know. I did not like the way that I look. I'm not saying I'm full of myself now, but I'm way more comfortable with myself. I would always tuck my shirts in. Anyone that went to high school with me, I tucked my shirts in because I thought, oh, okay, so as long as they know that my stomach starts here and not out here where my boobs do, then I won't look fat. So I would always tuck in my shirt. And I still do that occasionally depending on what shirt it is because I just like how it looks now with some shirts. I used to play basketball, run track, play volleyball, cheer, all of that. I loved all of it, like honestly. Basketball was my personal favorite, but my freshman year, I hurt my wrist in cheer. My wrist was like completely dead, not joking. I don't know what happened to it. Doctors don't know what happened to it. I have a video, I think, talking about it. I'm not too sure, don't wanna lie about it. Basically, my wrist stayed like this for almost like a year or two, maybe. We went to the doctors, we got testing done. I could not feel my wrist. Right now, it's like I feel it. Right, like as of this second, I can feel it, I can move it good. It's kind of like a phone charger going out because sometimes it's like, it feels like it's asleep, but I'm like, it's not asleep, I just can't really feel it for the second. But it doesn't happen that often. I'm guessing that my wrist hanging like this for so long is the reason that I'm able to do this, but now I can like touch my hand to there, which apparently a lot of people can't do. The boob reduction, my experience with it, I've talked about this, but I feel like now that I'm off the opioids, I'm healing, like completely. I will show you my scars. I'm not gonna show you my nipples, but I'm gonna show you my scars. I never would have thought that I would have gone on my YouTube channel with a sports bra on. First of all, only a sports bra because I couldn't find sports bras to fit me and fit my stomach. Literally day of surgery, I'm making a YouTube video. I'm up. I was on opioids, but those things make you feel good, right? I'm up doing all this stuff. I feel way better than I have ever felt. It was probably the opioids at the time, but I still feel just as good. Obviously not feeling as... Opioids do some weird crap. Something that I would personally say to watch out for after surgery are the opioids. I'm not gonna say I was addicted, obviously, because I would not be okay right now. They'd give me a lot of energy and then knock me out. Is that how drugs work? I don't know. Never done drugs. I was on them for way longer than I should have been, like 2 or 3 weeks maybe. I don't know. I don't wanna lie. Like 2 or 3 weeks I was on them, don't wanna lie, so I'm just gonna say either or because I don't exactly remember. It's been like 9 months. But I do know that whenever they told me that they were not gonna give them to me anymore, nothing was working for me. I was mad. I was crying. I had a mental breakdown. I just was not doing good. And they would give me like NyQuil trying to sleep because it threw my sleep schedule off. I was sleeping like every 2 hours for hours straight. If there's another option other than opioids, like a less addictive thing, then I would definitely choose that because straight out of surgery, I woke up mad because I was hot. I remember all of it. And I was like, it's hot. And because there's a woman sitting right beside me, I guess watching my stuff. Now we're gonna start the story of surgery day. So my dad went into the back with me. I could have had more people, but I don't want to get into that. He helped me a lot. We talked, I cried, made him cry. What they did, they got me back there, they had me put on a gown, then people came in and talked to me, they hooked me up to that little thing. I was fine at that point. I was scared out of my mind. Just the thought that I was willingly going to sleep for them to cut me open was like, yikes. I'm glad I did it, but it was a lot of mind games at that point. I had been waiting for years to get this, and I finally was gonna get it, and I was like, I can't back out now. It's a little late for that, right? Then the doctor comes in, still a little upset. He saw me in my granny panties. I wasn't gonna wear anything other than something comfortable to my surgery, so I was like, jogging pants, all of this stuff, granny panties. That's embarrassing. And he drew on my boobs with the purple marker. That was really awkward too because he's sitting there drawing on my boobs, and then they also have to have this woman in here watching as a witness. Anesthesiologist came in there, if I said that right, came in there and talked to me and my dad. And at this point I was like, oh shoot. And she said that she was gonna give me this stuff that was gonna make me feel better because I was freaking out at this point. It was gonna calm me down. Did not feel any different. Me and my dad prayed, but then this is the part that still gets me. I start crying because they're like, okay, Dad, it's time for you to go. I started crying harder. I saw him start to cry, and then it was just, this part scared me personally because I was not asleep when they were rolling me back, obviously, because I was crying, saw my dad crying. I get back there, and usually I'm not used to being awake and like, you know, seeing this stuff. So they roll me back into the room that the surgery is gonna happen on. They literally told me, crawl over to the other bed, and I was like, I've never done this for like any other surgery that I've had. And then next thing you know, I pass out, I wake up mad, asked where my dad was over and over again. I was like, I wanna see my dad, I wanna see my dad. And she was like, you will in a minute, you will in a minute. Like 30 minutes later, I'm mad. And I was wondering where he was too. Not to mention where I was because I had never been in that area before. So they moved me into this room. I'm like, I've been awake for probably maybe 40 minutes at this point, and she asked me what I wanted to drink. I said Dr. Pepper. She asked me if I liked peanut butter crackers. I was like, yeah, and she brought me peanut butter crackers back in her Dr. Pepper. And let me just say, after you have a surgery, the hospital Dr. Pepper is great. Family comes back there, Coulter comes back there, and I'm just like, in my head, I was just like, there's a lot of people here for me to really like react right now. Like, I'm not feeling talking too much. Coulter said that I looked like dead. Now that you've seen my day, basically, I'll talk about how my boobs felt. The only way that I know how to explain the feeling is like, they felt cold, they felt wet, and not together. Like, whenever you stand in front of a fan and you have like that constant like blow on you, it felt kind of like that on my boobs. I don't know how to explain it. And it's so weird that I felt them so much, like more than I had ever been able to feel my boobs. I mean, because they were in kind of a shock at that point. It's weird that I could feel them so much then, but now I literally can feel like half of it. My scars, I have not been taking the best care of them. I'm gonna be honest. If you get a surgery, if you get a reduction and you take better care of them, do the scar strips more than I did, you'll be fine. But I also had stitches coming out for months. Still, I had one come out like literally a week ago. I went to the doctor for it. I'm not going to lie. Probably like, I'd say it was a week after my surgery. I hadn't seen them completely healed and normal yet. I saw the bloody scars, the barely puzzled together boobs constantly every time that I was taking a shower. So I kind of was like, a little depressed about it, you know? I obviously was not gonna tell Trisha and Jason that because they went through all of this stuff to get me to get that surgery for years. And I was like, I cried. Like, I'm not joking. I would literally sit there and like cry about my boobs because I was like, why did I do this? Forgetting that even though they were kind of bloody and scarred up and stuff at that point, that looked way better than they did before. And I knew that the outcome was going to be way better too. As far as the scarring goes, my doctor said that I'm so pale that my scars should blend in. So as much as that hurt my feelings, that kind of helped me a little bit because I'm scared of scarring and it being ugly. And right now they're not 100% healed. I'm not taking as good of care of them as I should, but they're doing way better than I thought. I have probably like 7 bras now, which I would not have ever thought would happen for me because before I got the surgery, I was like 1 bra in it, or well, technically 2. My bras were probably like $60 a piece before, maybe even more than that. I don't know, I didn't pay for them. Thank God, because I would have been going braless. Right now, really fast, I'm gonna show my scars. So if you don't wanna see that, like, skip. But for the pervs that are not gonna skip, I'm not showing like my full boob, you're just seeing the under part, so it's not like, you're on the wrong platform if you're expecting a full boob. Don't think I'm gross just because of my scars. Like, they're gonna go away. I have scar strips that I'm gonna use. I have vitamin E oil, all of that stuff. I have my oils that I'm starting to put on it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna go away. I'll show updates, obviously. Like, I'm gonna do yearly and then so on until scars are gone. So, and right there, that is one of my bigger problems because I don't ever get anything to reach right there whenever I put on scar strips, but like, that looks good compared to what it did. This one, it's like doing way better. That is from I don't know what. I think that might be fake tan and a shadow. If you're debating it, get it. I mean, I just don't know what else to say. I could finally wear a normal swimsuit this summer. I could finally run without feeling like I'm dodging boob. I can sleep on my back without feeling like I'm suffocating.